Curiosity. This is what led mankind to wonder what lay beyond the horizon of our world, and farther beyond the ozone layer, and even farther into the deep black void sparkling with stars. Eventually, mankind developed technology capable of helping them explore space and uncover all the mystery hidden within its darkness. The question is, how far did the Voyagers get on their expeditions through space? What mysteries did they uncover? And are they still floating through space aimlessly? As mankind progressed and technology kept breaking limits thought to be impossible and inapprehensible, man developed the first machinery capable of scaling through space with one mission to achieve: uncover the truths about darkness outside Earth. Further down the line, many more machines termed as the Voyagers have been developed, but the first to ever go through the skies was none other than the space probe Pioneer 10. The Pioneer 10 spacecraft was the first ever launch on a mission to explore the vast, deep black. Making a name for itself, this spacecraft was the first ever to travel through the asteroid belt and the first to make detailed observations of Jupiter. Being launched on the 2nd of March in 1972, this space explorer had the task of studying Jupiter, a mission that was successfully completed. On this journey, it is recorded that Pioneer 10 was a distance of 127 astronomical units from Earth and traveled at a speed of 12 kilometers per second, or 2.5 astronomical units per year, with a max speed of 135,000 kilometers. Currently unoperational, having transmitted its last data to Earth on 27th of April 2002, the Space Explorer Pioneer 10 arrived at Jupiter on the 3rd of December 1973, having spent a total of 641 days traveling through space on its journey. It was through this expedition that humans got their first close-up look at the surface of Jupiter. Being the biggest gas giant planet in our solar system, it was discovered that Jupiter released more thermal energy than it received from the Sun. This discovery made waves at science bases as it helped them understand more about these enormous gas giants and what their formations are all about. To add to that, Jupiter was discovered to be the most unique of all the planets, for many other reasons as well. To explain a little more, it was discovered that after the Sun, Moon, and Venus, Jupiter was the brightest in our solar system, and thanks to its immense size, it was acting as a leader in our solar system. As Jupiter possessed a much stronger gravitational pull than any other planet in our system, it asserted its influence on other celestial bodies, playing a huge part in keeping our solar system the way you experience it today. Due to its chemical combination of phosphorus, sulfur, and hydrocarbons, Jupiter's coloration is born and changes from time to time, ultimately having a reddish-brown tint. Currently, Pioneer 10 has floated freely into constellation Taurus, where it is predicted to move freely to wander the interstellar medium past the boundaries of our solar system, if left undisturbed by any agents. After Pioneer 10 had made its exclusionary experience for humans with Jupiter, then came Pioneer 11, which surfed past Jupiter further into the deep darkness, through the orbits to another giant orbiting our superstar, Saturn. The encounter with Saturn was one of many wonders, as Pioneer 11 transmitted compelling photographs of Saturn's physical properties, its rings, and even two of its natural satellites, Titan and Mimas. Pioneer 11 getting pulled into the gravitational attraction, keeping Saturn's rings in motion, had given humans their first close-up of Saturn in September 1979. Astronomers have estimated that on engaging with Saturn, Pioneer was a length of 106 astronomical units from the center of our universe. Both twin ships, Pioneer 10 and 11, have since completed their journeys and missions to study individual planets, Jupiter and Saturn, and are now roaming freely and rapidly far out of range and connection with our planet. Both Pioneers are believed to be headed for the interstellar medium as time passes, venturing out of our system and farther into worlds unknown. Already, Pioneer 11 has given its last transmission to Earth in 1995. To talk about Pioneer 11's mission to Saturn in more detail, although many theories about Saturn already existed, Pioneer 11's mission helped provide the proof needed for conclusions. The mission also helped scientists understand more about Saturn and its physical properties, like how many moons orbit the planet, which amounted to 82 moons. Also, further studies on the rings around Saturn helped scientists understand more about its composition, how it formed, and how long it would last. It is proposed that the rings you see around Saturn will only last for another 100 million years. The next space explorers we are going to be looking at is the twin set, which was released back-to-back after each other. Tagged Voyagers 1 and 2, these space probes were the first space explorers to be launched, having entered the interstellar medium. First launched was Voyager 2 on the 20th of August 1977, followed by Voyager 1 on the 5th of September 1977. Although Voyager 2 had been launched first into space, let's take a look at Voyager 1's launch and get to understand more about this space explorer. With a distance from the Earth of around 154 astronomical units and moving at a speed of 17 kilometers per second, or 3.6 astronomical units per year, Voyager 1 carried on the mission left behind by the pioneers to explore Jupiter and Saturn, which it did complete successfully. Voyager 1 had created quite a buzz in science space, as it revealed a lot about Jupiter that even the pioneers hadn't shown in their expeditions. It was through Voyager 1's expedition that the remainder of Jupiter's moons were discovered, and Jupiter's rings were revealed. It was also through this expedition that the cloud formation puzzles were matched up, and the great red spot that was believed to be stagnant mountains were revealed to be raging storms that have been raging for more than 150 years. More information was learned from this voyage about Neptune and the space beyond. As Voyager 1 passed by Neptune, the meter set back valuable information about stellar plasma, and further into space, Voyager 1 helped give scientists a unique opportunity to study the heliopause. Crossing the heliopause a long time ago, this spacecraft is the fastest and first to cross the distorted solar disk of our system into the hypothetically Oort cloud, and still headed further away from our universe. For anyone asking, the study of heliopause is crucial for understanding our universe more and more. It's the area around our sun where solar and gas wind pressure combined in perfect balance. As charged particles are emitted by our sun, they collide with plasma in our system, creating structures from the magnetic field and elementary particles. Sadly, Voyager 1 won't always be active, as it is determined that the machinery will shut down in 2025 due to its generators running out of power needed to transmit. Even with the odds looking against Voyager 1, it is estimated that in the next 300 years it would have reached the outermost layers of the hypothetical Oort cloud. It would then take another 30,000 years to float right through it. With more time, Voyager 1 would be making a milestone in its expedition, as it would have flown past the star Gliese 445 in the next 10,000 years, and from there it would have continued into the unknown, voyaging on and beyond. While Voyager 1 is much of a spectacle that has helped studies on Earth progress massively, there is another spacecraft that has also been making waves. That is Voyager 1's twin ship, Voyager 2. Voyager 2 had launched from our planet with many targets such as Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Still, Voyager 2 made contact with other planets like Jupiter, and it's through this encounter that scientists got photos that led them to believe there were water bodies on the surfaces of Ganymede and Europa. Following its mission, the space probe had gauged the temperature and magnetic field of Saturn. It also took many more photos revealing more moons around the planet. It then carried on to its next targets, Uranus and Neptune. This flyby helped scientists discover 17 more of these planets' moons and gained incredible photographs of each as well. It also led to the discovery of the ring systems around both planets. Though along the lines, Voyager 2 changed projection and was not to meet with any more giants, the Space Explorer's mission was not any less exciting, as it helped measure the length between stars, study interstellar plasma and cosmic winds, and explore the heliosphere. The last space probe we will be looking into is New Horizons, being launched on the 19th of January 2006 with a distance to Earth of 54 astronomical units and a speed of 14 kilometers per second. This space explorer was tasked with studying Pluto and Charon, which it did complete successfully. New Horizons had first come encounter with Jupiter, from which it recorded the first ever video of a volcano erupting, and through this encounter the space probe got a speed boost, which it used to head for Pluto. On the 20th of January 2015, New Horizons had reached its target, to which it studied both Pluto and Charon from different angles. New Horizons had also measured the magnetic field, wind activities, and collected information about the atmospheres and surface light reflections. Other missions conducted by New Horizons were studying the moons of Pluto and more accurate measurements of the planet's orbits. Once the mission was finalized, other ventures were conducted which brought about the photos of Arakoth, Aron, and Koar. Sadly, it is estimated that by 2026, the engine powering New Horizons will have gone out and its meters will switch off one by one. As of now, New Horizons is on a projection that is estimated to have a length of 100 astronomical units by 2038. By that time, New Horizons would have been rendered useless. Currently, Voyager 2 is on its way at 128 astronomical units from the center of our universe and moving at a speed of 15 kilometers per second. Its projection is headed towards a star, Rust 408 in the Andromeda constellation, and it's estimated to take around 42,000 years to reach it. It's also estimated that it will fly by Sirius during its journey in 300,000 years. It's hard to say what will happen to these space probes in the future. Many predict that they will either be smashed as they fly into the atmosphere of planets, or they will be discovered by future generations and will be displayed at a museum. However, the most likely future for these Voyagers would be to continue into space forever until they are turned to debris over time.